My name is Lan. I'm 32 now, but the story I want to share with you began nearly a decade ago. At 24, I was like many young women, full of dreams, warmth, and the belief that love could heal everything. That's when I met Min. He was 29. Calm, polite, not overly romantic, but he made me feel safe. We dated for over a year and then got married. Back then, I truly believed I was lucky. I thought I had found a stable man to build a peaceful life with. In the beginning, everything felt calm and easy. I cooked, cleaned, went to work, and waited for him to come home each night. He was reserved but kind, never raised his voice. I thought, this must be happiness. Maybe this quiet love is enough. But I was wrong. That so-called peace was actually distance. We lived under the same roof, shared the same bed, but barely spoke. He never asked how my day was. He didn't share his with me either. Once, I gathered the courage to say, I feel lonely in our home. He looked at me and replied coldly, you're overthinking things. Slowly, I stopped trying to talk. Dinners I cooked became routine, not moments of connection. He started coming home later, always saying he was busy. I began to lose sleep. The dreams I once had about a happy family started to fade. I felt like a guest in my own marriage. And then, one day, I saw a message on his phone. He'd been texting another woman. The texts weren't overly romantic, but enough to make my heart ache. I didn't scream or cry. I simply asked, who is she? He answered coldly, just a coworker. Don't make a big deal out of it. I stayed silent, not because I believed him, but because I was too tired to fight. I just wanted peace. But the more I tried to keep this marriage intact, the more I lost myself. I gave up my hobbies, my dreams, even my sense of worth just to keep this cold relationship alive. One cold evening, I stood in the kitchen holding a bowl of cold rice. Without realizing it, tears streamed down my face. I caught my reflection in the mirror, a pale, tired woman with empty eyes. I whispered to myself, is this really me? Is this what I've become? That night, I wrote a letter not to him, but to myself. I wrote, Dear Lan, you've sacrificed enough. You deserve to be loved, to be heard, and to live a meaningful life. Start over. 1 week later, I moved back to my parents' house. I didn't cry. I didn't beg him to stop me. I just left with nothing but a small suitcase and a heavy heart. And oddly enough, I felt free. At first, he didn't call, he didn't text. It was as if my absence made no difference. But I didn't resent him anymore. I began to rebuild my life. I signed up for painting classes, took tutoring jobs, and started blogging about healing. To my surprise, people listened. Many shared my pain. One day, Min showed up at my parents' house. He said, I'm sorry. I was selfish. I didn't realize how much I hurt you. I looked at him not with anger, but with peace. And I replied, I forgive you, but I can't go back, because I won't lose myself again. I didn't know what the future would bring. But for the first time in years, I was truly living. I laughed again. I made friends. I found joy in little things, a finished painting, a cup of tea on a rainy day. I realized I didn't need a man to complete my life. I just needed peace. I had learned to love myself, and that became the most beautiful relationship I've ever had. If you're listening to this story right now, let me tell you one thing. Don't lose yourself trying to keep someone who no longer chooses you. You deserve love. You deserve peace. You deserve to be happy without begging for it. My name is Lan. I once cried myself to sleep, waiting for someone who never came. Now, I wake up each morning with a smile, because I chose to stop waiting and start living. I will continue sharing my life story. Please stay tuned for part 2.